September 23rd, 2009. Västberga, Stockholm. It is 5:13 in the morning. A security guard named Oscar Lindgren is on the 6th floor of a cash depot, counting money. He hears a sound. He thinks it is the trucks idling outside. He goes back to counting. It is not the trucks. 60 seconds later, a stolen helicopter touches down on the roof above his head. 3 men in black climb out. One of them is carrying a sledgehammer. Within 20 minutes, they will be gone. The money will be gone with them. And every police helicopter in Stockholm will be sitting on the ground, unable to move, grounded by a bomb that was never real. This is the story of the most audacious heist in Swedish history. Goran Bojovic is 38 years old, Swedish-born, the son of Montenegrin immigrants. He runs a construction company in Stockholm. He has no criminal record in Sweden. In early September 2009, 3 weeks before the heist, he is seen meeting 2 men at a marina. The meeting lasts less than an hour. Nobody pays it much attention. He is not the kind of man who attracts attention. That is the point. What Swedish police do not know yet is that 1 month earlier, Serbian authorities intercepted communications about a planned robbery in Sweden. A man was trying to recruit a Serbian helicopter pilot. The Serbs passed the tip to Sweden. Swedish police identify a suspect, Bojovic, and begin monitoring his phone. He speaks in coded language. His texts mean nothing out of context. The surveillance produces no actionable intelligence. The date of the robbery is unknown. The target is unknown. Sweden has a name and a suspicion and nothing else. The planning has been going on for months. The network assembles quietly. Approximately 20 people drawn from criminal circles in Sweden, Iraq, and the Balkans. Each person knows their role and almost nothing else. The communication runs through a closed circuit of 14 disposable prepaid phones. Each phone contacts only the others inside the circuit. None of them contact anyone outside it. The phones are purchased with cash. They are never used for anything personal. The network is designed so that if one phone is compromised, the rest remain clean. It is the architecture of a professional operation, not a spontaneous one. The target is the G4S cash service depot on Matteo Street in Västberga, a quiet industrial neighborhood in southern Stockholm. G4S is one of the world's largest security companies. The Vastberga facility is a 6-floor reinforced building that processes cash for ATMs and businesses across Stockholm. On any given day, it holds hundreds of millions of Swedish krona. In the days approaching the monthly payday, which September 23rd falls just before, the facility holds more than most. Estimates put the total cash inside at the equivalent of $150 million on the night of the heist. The building is designed to be impenetrable from the ground. The vault is on the 2nd floor. The cash counting room, where the money actually sits loose and accessible before going back into the vault, is on the 6th floor. The money travels between floors by elevator. It is a design flaw that cannot be changed without rebuilding the entire structure. Someone has noticed this. The 6th floor is accessible from above, from the roof. At 4:43 in the morning on September 23rd, 2 men cut through the canvas wall of a commercial helicopter hangar at Roslagens Flygcenter, a small airfield 42 miles north of Stockholm in Norrtälje. Inside is a red and white Bell 206 Jet Ranger. It is a light commercial helicopter, fast, maneuverable, capable of landing on a surface no larger than a rooftop. The men take it. They are airborne by 4:43. They fly south towards Stockholm. At the same moment, in 5 different locations around Stockholm, members of the crew are deploying caltrops on every road leading to the G4S depot. caltrops are medieval anti-cavalry devices, four-pointed metal spikes, designed so that no matter how they land, one point faces upward. On tarmac in 2009, they shred tires. Every access road to the facility is seeded with them. Any police vehicle that tries to approach at speed will be stopped within meters. At Mittinge, the Swedish National Police Aviation Unit's helicopter hangar, 25 miles from Västberga, a lookout named Nemanja Alic is watching. At 2:55 in the morning, the police helicopters return to the hangar for the night. He calls Goran Bojovic on a prepaid phone. The helicopters are down.
They're moving the asset.
The operation is confirmed.
Confirmed.
Before dawn, members of the crew approach the Mittinge hangar and place two packages near the entrance. The packages are labelled. One word on each, the Swedish word for bomb. They are not bombs. They are cardboard boxes with a blinking red light. But nobody knows that yet. By the time anyone is certain, the heist will be over. The stolen bell, 2:06 crosses, Stockholm at low altitude in the pre-dawn dark. At 5:15 it arrives above the G4S depot in Västberga. Workers at the National Rail Administration offices directly across the street watch it land on the rooftop. 3 to 4 figures climb out. The helicopter lifts off and hovers. On the 6th floor, Oskar Lindgren hears the rattling get louder. He still thinks trucks. Then the first explosion hits. Then the second. Small, precisely shaped charges, a mixture of ethylene glycol dinitrate and nitroglycerin derived from Polish-made dynamite, are detonating against the security doors on the floors below, blowing them open one by one. The charges have been tested beforehand. The crew knows exactly how much force each door requires. Oskar makes a decision that breaks protocol. He does not wait. He evacuates his team of 21 employees down the elevator and into the second floor vault. They lock themselves inside. None of them are physically harmed. This is the only thing that goes according to the security plan. The robbers descend from the rooftop through a reinforced glass pyramid skylight, shattered with a sledgehammer. They use two 20-foot aluminum ladders attached to the helicopter skids with zip ties. They know exactly where to go. The 6th floor, the counting room, the loose cash. At 5:19, police receive the first call. At 5:25, 6 minutes later, the first patrol car arrives at the outer perimeter. It hits the caltrops immediately. The tires go. The car stops. A command post is established 650 yards from the building. A SWAT team begins assembling. The standard response to an armed robbery in progress is to wait for the SWAT team before entering. The SWAT team takes time to assemble. The robbers know this. At Mittinge, the police aviation unit finds the packages at the hangar entrance. The blinking red lights, the word bomb. Nobody is going near those until the explosives unit arrives. The explosives unit is called. The call goes out. The unit is mobilized. It will take time. The police helicopters sit on the ground. On the roof of the G4S depot, the Bell 206 returns. Bags of cash, 39.1 million Swedish krona, approximately $5 million US, are winched up on a rope from the 6th floor, loaded into the aircraft. The whole operation on the roof and inside the building takes less than 20 minutes. At 5:35, the helicopter lifts off and heads southwest. The SWAT team is still assembling. The caltrops are still on the roads. The police helicopters are still grounded. 3 hours later, the Bell 206 is found abandoned in a forest north of Stockholm. The rotor is still turning when it is discovered. Inside the aircraft, forensic evidence. DNA. The crew has made their first mistake. One of the robbers cut his hand on a ladder rung during the descent. A small amount of blood was left on the metal. It will take time to process, but it is there. A second piece of evidence emerges from the investigation. The prepaid phone network, 14 devices communicating in a closed circuit, begins to yield its structure to investigators with access to cell tower records. The phones never identified anyone by name, but their locations tell a story. The tower pings for one of the phones match the known locations of Goran Bojovic, the construction firm owner already on the radar from the Serbian tip. The surveillance that had produced nothing before the heist now has something to anchor it to. The phone that called Bojovic from Mittinga at 2:55 in the morning. The confirmation call. The call that said the helicopters are down. The blood on the ladder is matched to an Iraqi-born Swedish national named Safa Kadum. He is not in Sweden. American DEA agents provide Swedish investigators with intelligence on his location. He is in the Dominican Republic. Swedish police charter a private aircraft. Kadum is arrested in Puerto Plata and flown back to Stockholm. He confesses.
Before he fell, he was just gone. The
helicopter pilot, Alexander Eriksson, a Swedish national, tries to leave the country. He books a flight to the Canary Islands. Swedish special operations units are already watching the departure gate. He is taken at the airport. He pleads not guilty. He is convicted anyway. Bojovic is found in his Stockholm apartment on September 27th, 4 days after the heist. On the table, a bag of cash. He is calm. He has been spotted driving a new BMW around the city in the days since the robbery. He receives 8 years.
The court sentences you to 8 years of imprisonment.
In October 2010, 7 men are convicted. The trial is held in the basement of Stockholm Police Headquarters. The choice of venue is not accidental. There is no flat roof. Safa Kadum, 8 years. Alexander Eriksson, 8 years. Goran Bojovic, 8 years. Charbel Charo, 5 years. Mikael Södergran, 5 years. 2 alibi providers, 1 and 2 years each. 3 suspects are cleared. Police believe up to 10 more participants were involved. Their identities remain unknown. The money, most of it, was never recovered. 48 hours before the heist, a Serbian intelligence tip had named the organizer. Swedish police had him under surveillance. They had his phone bugged. They knew a heist was coming. They did not know when. They did not know where. 24 hours later, it was over. The fake bombs at Mittinga were removed by the explosives unit at 1 p.m. 8 hours after the helicopter landed on the roof. By then, the crew was gone, the cash was gone, and 7 men were already on their way out of the country. The caltrops are the detail that stays with you. Someone had to drive 5 separate access roads in the dark and seed them by hand, one spike at a time, in the hours before dawn on a Wednesday morning in a quiet industrial neighborhood in southern Stockholm. That person was never identified. They were never charged. Somewhere in Stockholm, they are still there.